Why you dey buy fake product, yeah? Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. The SON. Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SON.
Management of the Standards Organization of Nigeria appraises its operational strategies and procedures for effective and efficient service delivery as the SON boss undertakes a tour of the agency's office in Rivers, Anambra, and Imo states. An importer of substandard lubricant into the country remanded in prison as the DG of the SON, Malam Farouk Salim, pledges commitment to protect consumers of goods in Nigeria. A warm welcome to you, our esteemed viewers, to your evening tonic, Standard and New. It comes to you on the station at this time. Greetings from the Director General of the SON, competent management and hardworking staff of the agency. My name is Ifeyinwa Okonkwo and I welcome you to the program.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigeria SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards to improve made in Nigeria products for export. We have developed more standards for products like sesame, cocoa, gari, and more, courtesy of our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turned around time for SUNCAP, MANCAP, and other certification processes. SON has intensified market surveillance, raids, and seizures to reduce substandard products in circulation, and offenders shall be prosecuted. Join SON in ridding our nation of substandard products. If you see something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving lives through standards.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. The Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos State, has remanded an unscrupulous importer of substandard lubricants in a correctional facility. This is coming few weeks after the illegal businessman was caught and arraigned in court about 4 weeks ago.
This man was caught producing substandard lubricants and sells same to unsuspecting consumers. The case is ongoing as the DG SON demonstrates determination to clean the market. He was arraigned on a 4-count charge on production of substandard and adulterated engine oil, among others.
Chidi Nwayao and his two company, the Two Oceanic Oil and Gas Limited and High Power Lubricants. They were arraigned on a 4-count charge bordering on adulteration of substandard engine oil and unlawfully inscribed SON mark of quality on the adulterated and substandard products. We have brought these offences under 2 laws: the Standards Organization of Nigeria, which prescribe not less than 3 years, and under the Miscellaneous Offences Act, which prescribe nothing less than 10 years imprisonment.
The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, wants Nigerians, especially those in the business of importation, to go for only goods of acceptable standard.
One thing that we should know is that this man has been on the run since 2016. He's a big fish in the industry of adulterating and distributing, offering for sale substandard engine oil. But DG of Standard Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, is a no-nonsense to all the evildoers. He has made the industry to be very hot for those who are doing evil, to the detriment of unsuspecting buyer and Nigeria at large. So it's a signal to the likes of Chidi that if they can run, they should start running. But one thing is sure, SON will catch up with them, and they will defeat that just defeat Chidi will also before them.
The program you're still watching is Standard and You. Moving on. We shall continue to review our processes and services to achieve our organizational efficiency and goals in the overall interest of not just Nigerians, but the economy. This was part of resolutions reached by this year's management retreat of the SON held in Calabar, Cross River State's capital.
It is not unusual for management of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to converge like this to examine its processes, procedures, and services to identify gaps and explore ways of realizing organizational goals. The meeting was interactive and thorough, with those in attendance committed to establishing a good working relationship among staff to achieve the mandate of the SON. Chief of Staff to the Director General of the SON set the tone for discussion when he outlined the objectives of the forum aimed at improving on the performance of SON. According to the Chief of Staff, part of these objectives include identify and address poor communication among staff, develop mechanisms to improve and sustain a structured coordination of activities of the agency, among others.
We need to discuss our threats and what weaknesses have created some of these threats and how we can mitigate. If you come here and you don't say anything back, if you don't get a little upset, if you don't get excited, then it is money lost. Let us truly have conversations that will change something. Nobody should leave this room, nobody should leave this retreat grumbling about anything. You may disagree with the decision, you may disagree with the outcome, you may disagree with the way the DG is eventually going to implement. Don't make any mistakes about it. The DG wants to succeed. He wants Nigerians to be better protected. And I'm sure we all share that vision. When you see sometimes that it is not happening at the speed you want, and in the way you want, first of all, excuse him that he is normal and he wants good things. Circumstances may make them a little more difficult.
We have to be professional. Where we live has to be professional. How we look, we have to be professional. How we work has to be professional. So it's not going to be all incentives in this organization. We will have to be answerable. We have to be responsible. We'll have to have consequences. So, but the process has to be fair for everybody. So every employee, the 1,700, all those employees will have opportunity to listen to the consequences of what is happening right now, and they will sign an undertaking that no longer is available for you to email the nominal role of this organization to any individual who wants it because you just like his face. It's not acceptable for you to take 50 pages of procurement document and send it to somebody simply because you want them to see how profitable this organization can be or how much money you're going to make. It's not acceptable. We have to have consequences.
Papers presented at the forum include repositioning and transforming public sector agencies, efficiency and effectiveness, the role of policies and staff, and identification of critical success factors by the SON.
Communication should be an ongoing communication across the agency, vertically, horizontally, constant communication, and communication with industry, communication with stakeholders, communication with the appointing authority. Part of the effective communication is that both internally there must be effective communication, and with external people there will be effective communication. Reading your annual report, both the soft copy and hard copy, people should know what you're doing, whether you're making progress or not. As regulatory organization, our work is to mitigate risk.
At the end of the exercise, participants agreed that SON will continue to implement and monitor the Nigerian National Standardization Strategy for its stakeholders and the need for quarterly management performance reviews to assess the status and performance of the implementation of the strategic plans of departments of the agency.
I want you to go back with this in mind, that we will build an organization that is professional, fair, and that will work for you while you are here and will work for you after you leave this place. We will do that, but it's very painful, it's very hard to do it. We're going to do it the best way I know how, with your help. That's the reason why I said, again, if we succeed, it's you. If we fail, it's my responsibility, because I am here, believe it or not, to make sure this organization works.
The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, was on a working visit to the state offices of the agency in Anambra, Imo and Rivers states, southeast and south-south of the nation. Standard Anu was part of the DG's entourage.
He only assumed office as Director General of the SON about 3 months ago. He has demonstrated rare qualities that stands him out as a committed and meticulous leader with penchant for staff welfare and excellence. Within this short period in office, Malam Farouk Salim has practically visited the agency's office in Kano, Enugu, Lagos, Adamawa, the ultra-modern laboratory in Ogba, Lagos, and most recently, Rivers, Imo, and Anambra states. Imo State's office was the DG's first port of call, where he was received by members of staff led by their coordinator, Rose Madaki. The SON boss told staff that he was delighted to be with them physically to encourage them to remain focused in the discharge of their duties. While soliciting the support of staff, the DG reminded them of the enormous task the SON is saddled with, adding that they must rise to the challenge to protect Nigerians from substandard products and, more importantly, facilitate the growth of local industries.
There is no reason why, as an organization, you'll be handicapped what you need. The issue of food testing labs is everywhere in the country. It looks like all the testing labs are only in Lagos. The same people in Kano too, when they want test bread, they have to send it to Lagos. We are going to address those issues, money permitting, time permitting. We should aim initially for zonal labs, where in every zone there should be a small lab there. We will work on it and see how we can solve those problems. I don't expect people to achieve anything without being given the tools to work. Customer service is the #1 issue in this place. We are the customers to ourselves, and the customers outside are our #1 customers. We treat each other very well here, and then we treat people very well outside. It's part of our respect, it's the standard, it's what is expected of any decent organization. And we're not just a decent organization, we are the #1 organization in this country. We set the standards. If we set the standards, then we should be behaving like that, and we should be respecting people, and people should respect us when we give them respect. So we're going to work on that. There is no problem.
SON State Head, Engineer Rose Madaki, who thanked the SON boss for the visit, assured the DG of their support to take the agency to greater heights.
The staff needs training. They've identified some few areas they need to training for, and I remember I wrote sometimes last year that if they are selecting members or staff for training, they should remember the office here.
At the agency's Port Harcourt office in Rivers State, the DG and his team were received by the South-South Coordinator, Babaji Saleh, Rivers Bayelsa State Coordinator, Engineer Samuel Ayuba, and staff of the SON. The meeting between the SON boss and staff was interactive, one which afforded the workers the opportunity to present their operational challenges to the Director General and also pledged their support for the new vision of the SON.
We have made up our mind in this office in Rivers State to support your activity, to support you, and make sure you succeed. One thing I preach everywhere I go is that my staff must be loyal to the leadership of the organization. Issues of rancor here and there. We never had it since I came. We work as a family, we work as brothers, we work as sisters. Maybe that could have been the reason why we are able to achieve that feat, which I'm sure right now in the entire country, our office is the leading office in terms of service.
An obviously impressed Director General, who expressed satisfaction at the dedication of staff to duty, affirmed the commitment of management to create better work environment, increased training program for staff at all levels, and improved general staff welfare to boost operational efficiency.
From what I see, most of my experienced staff will be retiring in 3 to 4 years' time. These are people who were trained from the beginning by international organizations. They were certified, but unfortunately, now every time something comes up, it's the same people who are planning it. I don't see a reason why we have young engineers in their 20s and 30s, whilst a director in his 50s will continue going for training. It does not make sense. But we will not do these things by fear. We'll organize and put a policy as to who and who will do training and when they can do training. This is something human resources in other parastatals have. We'll just have to upgrade our human resources and the ability to sort these things out. Because if there is a policy, it is easy to follow it. But if you leave every time, every policy, depending on the goodness of the person in charge, even if you have a heart to do something good, there's a very high likelihood you will forget about it, or you'll miss it, or you will not want to do it. So this is part of making our organization professional. Part of the things I learned from the committee is that we have a very intelligent group of people. I mean, during this introduction, I'm introduced all mostly engineers and professionals in food and all that. We don't have people who are not smart here. What we really need is the ability to unchain them, give them ability to use their brain, get better, improve. We need people who want to improve. We are not discouraging people to stay in one position. We have to make sure that our people are oriented properly from the beginning. The issue of employing somebody today and tomorrow is working on a port is not going to happen on my organization. I will not let that. And I promise you, I can tell you this, anybody who was employed in the last employment and they're in those areas, I promise you they are coming back. People should be able to train in states where you are able to know what you are looking for, you know where to go with factories to check, you know what is a standard. It doesn't matter if you study Hausa as in university. As long as you are working for a standard organization, when you follow the process, by the time you get to the level of chief, you'll be as good as any engineer because you understand the system, you understand the standards. It just takes an intelligent person to know that.
Salim said it's in line with this objective that the agency embarked on organizational restructuring for increased productivity and greater efficiency. The DG, accompanied by some top officials of the SON, inspected facilities at the Rivers office before heading for Awka, the Anambra State capital, where he was received by Director, Inspectorate and Compliance, Engineer Obiora Manafa, and the State Coordinator, Engineer Omoni Olaleko, as well as other staff of Anambra office of the SON.
The most important thing is I want you to come to work, to look forward to coming to work, have enough space to do your job, have ventilation so that you can think properly, have proper computers to do your jobs when you need them. We have proper IT systems to be done like a proper organization. All these things takes time, money, and patience. All I need is once in a while, if we miss something, people should remind us. We are all lucky we have our WhatsApp platforms, we have our email addresses. Anybody who doesn't have a SON email address, please talk to your state coordinator. Let him liaise with PRS to get you one, because it's very important so that you can email me, I can email you back, I can send general information to everybody. and we'll be more up to date. There won't be any mysteries in Sun anymore. We'll just make sure everybody is informed and aware of what we are doing.
Human Resources, Legal and ICT departments, he disclosed, will be created in the state offices to address certain operational issues without recourse to headquarters. He charged state coordinators to work with market associations to achieve better results. Such collaboration, the DG said, will reduce friction between staff and the business community and help achieve the target of a sanitized market. According to him, the SON was established essentially to protect local industries.
I appeal to you to try your best to do the best job you can do, to present your organization and the country in a professional manner. I just want to remind us the purpose of this job we have is primarily to protect our people, our children, our families from harm. It's very important also to know that our other responsibility is to protect our local industries, to make sure those people who employ people, pay taxes in the community, are protected from illegal, cheap, imported items that destroys our industries, destroy our people. In addition to all that, we need to remind ourselves that what we are doing here is not only professional, but is nation building. Without proper industries in this country, our children will not have places to work.
Anambra State Coordinator of SON, Olalekan Omoni, expressed satisfaction at the DG's visit, which he described as a moral booster. He said Anambra office has achieved so much and will continue to strive for excellence in line with the vision of the SON boss aimed at repositioning the agency.
We thank our dear DG and member of SON present here, and all members of the DG entourage and every guest here present. We thank you for this visit, as we say, Daalu, to Anambra State officer, I say prepare yourself to be challenged, excited, and inspired as we bring into a new dawn in the year 2021.
The DG and his team visited the temporary and permanent sites of the Anambra office, where he was told by the state coordinator that some unknown person encroached on the agency's land.
The program you're watching is Standard and You. Feedback is next. Alimoto Sifo is standing by.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. My name is Halimot Osifo. Now over to some of the messages we received last week. Ada from Abuja says, I want to go into exporting of charcoal. How do I go about it? Thank you, Ada. SON supports the growth of local manufacturers, so we'll definitely support you and encourage you in exporting your products outside the country. Please visit SON FCC office at 14 Kitwe Street beside Waterboard, Zone 4, Wuse, Abuja, on guidance on the appropriate standards. Mohammed Lawal says, hello, we like your program on NTA. Thanks and keep it up. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to serve you better. Stanley says, I wish to work with the SON to see that necessary information on the basis of fake products and on standardized goods reaches you. Thank you, Stanley, for your kind gesture. You can be a quality vanguard by reporting cases of fake and substandard products to any of SON's offices near you. Anonymous message says, I watched your program on adulterated engine oil and lubricants. Nice one. Thank you so much. And keep watching. Emmanuel says, I saw SON arresting some people, but most people are not educated on doing the right thing. You need to show them the way to do things right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Public sensitization program is an ongoing process we engage in at the Standards Organization of Nigeria, and we will continue to do that. However, there are some greedy importers and manufacturers who simply want to shortchange Nigerians. Silvanus from Imo says, I have heard the information you provided on engine oil. I don't buy my oil anywhere. I only buy trusted brand in reputable outlets. Very good, and keep it up. Frankly, F4B says, I love the show. Please keep it up. Thank you so much, We hope to serve you better. And that's a wrap on the feedback segment of the program. Keep your messages coming in with your full name and location to the number 07059724455. Follow us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. You can catch up with missed episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Stay safe.
Why you dey buy fake product, Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.